Hello everyone and welcome to your 10th JavaScript tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be revising what we have done in the last 9 tutorials, because from now we'll be doing some bad boy JavaScript coding which will require a lot of focus and attention. So before beginning with that advanced JavaScript, I would like to revise whatever we have done till now in the JavaScript in these last 9 tutorials. Okay, to start with, firstly we learned to know how to write a simple document.write program to write hello world on document. Then we learned how to transverse DOM. For example, if I write div id hello world and I write here hello world, and I want to change the text of this hello world id div, then what will I do is document.get element by id hello world. Okay, supposingly I have to alert the text of this, then these are the following methods we can use. Inner text, then we can create another div, then we have document.query selector div inner text, then we have document.query select query selector all div, then index of 0 we want first div, though there are only one div in the document, still we need the index because it returns an array. Then we have my div for document.get elements by tag name div 0 dot inner text. If we try to console log all of these, my div 2, my div 3 and my div 4, then what we'll see is just a minute. Oops. As you can see, every variable returns the string hello world. Therefore these are the 4 but not all methods to retrieve text or edit text inside any container. If you want more information on that, go to my tutorial of transversing the DOM and you will get much information there. The next thing we discuss about are the functions and variable scopes. Using the keyword function followed by a function name, we can create a set of code block which we can repeat multiple times by calling it anywhere in the document. For instance, when we call this, then this code block runs once. Let's see. If I do document.write 1 2 3 and call this function down here, then we'll expect to see 1 2 3 here. Hello world is from this div. Okay. The next thing is the variable scope. Let's say we created a variable abc 100. Now this variable is global here because this is in the scope of window object. Let's say we do document.write abc plus, let's create another variable here 200. Now this variable is local to the function and it is not available globally. Therefore the scope of this variable def is local to this function. Now if we do document.write do abc dot plus def, then what we'll see is 300 as usual, because abc is global and def is local. But if we try to alert all these variables abc and def, now what would happen is this would return 100 but this would return undefined, and I hope you know why. 100, and it should have thrown an error because it's not defined yet. Okay, so this was about variable scope. The next thing we discussed is arrays. Arrays in JavaScript are pretty much container holders to hold multiple values at the same time. They are special kind of objects in JavaScript. For instance, let's create an array. 1 2 3 4 5. There are many array properties I discussed in the tutorial array and objects. You should watch that if you want to know more about these properties, like sorting arrays and pop and shift and unshift, what they are, and how do you insert and edit the values of array on the fly. For instance, if we want to sort this array in the descending order, what we'll do is sort, and we'll supply a function here. Let's say descending, and let's create a function, and let's return just a minus b or b minus a. And let's give it a parameters and just console log this. And as you can see, this returns the console log of 0 1 5 4 3 2 and 1. Okay, so coming to the objects. Now in JavaScript, literally everything is object. We'll discuss objects in very advanced way in the future tutorials, I promise that. But for now, let's learn some basics of objects we have discussed in the tutorial, maybe 8 or 7, I don't remember. To create an object, we do our object, the name of object, and the object literal. Now in JavaScript, you have basically two means to create an object. That is the object literal and the constructor function. Now what does constructor function means is, I will discuss this in the future tutorial because this is kind of advanced, but for now just remember that constructor function is kind of blueprint of what your object would be. For instance, with the help of object, this kind of curly braces object, we do the property is value and method function return x. This is a kind of blueprint I have written here, which means property is value and method should return a function value, return something inside a function. So this is an object literal. We create objects like this, or we use a function as a base class to create an object. As I said, I will discuss in future tutorials because this is kind of advanced and would take longer tutorial duration. For now, just learn that constructor functions are kind of blueprint to your objects. For instance, let's create another function, my object. Let's just give it this dot x is equal to 100, this dot y is equal to 200, and this dot z is equal to function return this dot x star this dot y. Let's set some valid values here. This dot x is equal to 100, this dot y is equal to 200, this dot z is equal to function return this dot x star this dot y. Cool. Now if we do a console log object.x, then it would return us the value 100. Okay, let's see. Okay, in object literals, you don't use the keyword this because it's already in the scope of the variable, and moreover we use the colon actually to do this. And let's try to add this keyword again. Let's see what happens. As you can see, this is not required in the object literal, but yes, it is required in the constructor function, which we'll discuss in future tutorials. Now if we do console log x, then it returns us the value of this. If we do y, then we get 200, and if we do z, then we get a function. The function gets written in the console log, but to call this function, as you know, you need two parentheses, one open and one close, and this would run the function. As you can see, it returns the product of 200 and 100. Now if we do this with my object, what you will get is, first of all, we need to create a new object from this base class, and how we'll do is, we'll do var object is equal to new my object, and then we are good to go to set the values. Now what it would return is 100 as we expected. The y would return 200, and the z would return the product of these two. Obviously you need to put parentheses. Good. So this was a quick revision of what we have learned in the last 9 tutorials. If you want to know in detail what we have done so far, you're free to watch the playlist. I have organized all the tutorials in a cool playlist. You can hit my channel and go to the playlist section and watch the tutorials. And from the next tutorial we'll be going on to really advanced level. So stay focused and stay cool, and don't forget to subscribe my channel to get latest video updates. And thanks for watching.